There is a problem in the world of Bible rebinds. And I honestly don't want to make this video, but I have heard from enough of my viewers that I feel like I have to. Now, I want to be clear, this is not a pervasive issue with everybody who rebinds Bibles. It's actually just a couple of people who are causing problems for everybody. But as I get ready, I actually have some new rebind projects in the works that I'm very excited about. Those videos are going to be coming soon. And as I gear up for those, I thought it was important to do this video now. So here's what I want to do. I want to tell you what the problem is and explain it to you. And then I want to tell you what I'm doing to help, I hope, reduce the problems that people have. And then number 3, I want to give you some encouragement about some things that you can do to protect yourselves from falling into trouble when it comes to Bible rebinds. So what's the problem? The main problem is this. There are some Bible rebinders out there who are taking money from people up front, and then they are not completing the Bible rebind that they said they were going to do. In many cases, there are Bible rebinders who are taking full payment up front, several $100s at a time, and then they're just ghosting people. They're not returning their messages. They're taking their money. Sometimes they're taking the Bible that these people have sent in to them to be rebound, and they're not fulfilling their obligation. So this happened. I'm going to name a couple of names. What I'm going to do is I'm going to name 2 names of Bible rebinders. These are already out there. My friend Tim Nichols did a video about this. There's been some Facebook posts about it. These are people that I've reached out to and tried to help make this situation better. And so I'm going to name a couple names of people who have caused some problems. I'm not going to name names of everybody that I like because I don't think that's fair, because if I leave someone out, it might make it seem like they're part of the problem, and that's not the case. So I'm just going to talk about a couple people. So this first started happening a couple years ago. I got messages from people saying, hey, a couple of messages in the same week saying, hey, I saw your video talking about AE Bibles and I ordered a rebind, and now it's been months and months and months later and I don't have the rebind and I cannot get a return on my text messages, my phone calls, my emails. And if you watched my channel early on, one of the first rebinders that I worked with was AE Bibles. And they sent me a Bible and I talked about it, and they sent me a couple more. And AE really saw the value of my channel, even when it was very small, to help their business grow by me talking about their Bible. So they sent those to me for free, and I did videos talking about them. They even took my videos and put them on the main page of their website to promote their business. And so I reached out to AE Bibles when my viewers said, hey, this is happening, and said, hey, what's going on here? Can you help this person out? And several times AE responded and said, oh yeah, I'll take care of that. And they were able to get the Bible to people, and I kind of helped it move along. But then I started getting more and more of those messages about AE Bibles, and the communication became less and less. And then last year, the same thing happened with a Bible rebinder that I've done 3 or 4 videos with called ICA Bibles. And in that case, I reached out to ICA and never heard anything back from them. So now I have 2 different Bible rebinders that I've featured in probably close to 10 videos on my channel who are not fulfilling their obligations to people. They're taking this money up front. And now people who watch my channel, watch my videos, are saying, Tim, what gives? Like, these guys have taken my money and now I can't get it back. And I feel terrible about that. And again, I don't pay for Bible rebinds. Only a handful of these Bibles, maybe 2 or 3 of these Bibles on this table did I pay for. Now, I should say, early on, I did pay for some Bible rebinds when I got my channel going and it was very young. In fact, I'm just now remembering that when I first got started, I reached out to a Bible rebinder and I paid them in advance for a Bible. And then an entire year went by. And they stayed in touch with me and said, I've got some stuff going on, yada, yada, yada. This is why it's being delayed. And then a year later, they said, hey, I'm ready to do your Bible. You just need to pay me. And I was like, I paid you a year ago. Like, I'm not paying you again. They're like, oh, yeah, sorry about that, right? Another Bible rebinder reached out to me after my channel got a little bit bigger and said, I'd like to make you something. And so I sent them a Bible, and then I never saw that Bible again. And I still have not received that rebind. So I didn't lose money on that one, but I didn't get the Bible back, and I didn't get the rebind. So I'm actually there with you. I've experienced that. And the reality is that a lot of these folks who make really beautiful Bible rebinders are not necessarily great at business. The ability to make something beautiful doesn't mean you actually have the ability to run a really good business and to stay organized and stuff. And so I want to give people the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they get too many orders, that sort of thing. But in fact, that's actually happened. One of the reasons I don't pay for Bible rebinds anymore is because my channel has grown to the point where Bible rebinders, when I do a video about their Bible, it does drive business for them. I've had multiple Bible rebinders in the last year tell me, when your video came out, I got dozens. One person said over 100 new inquiries from customers, and that they've sold now dozens of new Bible rebinds because of my video. So in a lot of ways, I'm helping their business. So it doesn't really make sense for me to pay for it. And honestly, this is a conversation that Tim Nichols and I have had about how he said, I'm not endorsing their business, I'm endorsing their craftsmanship. I actually feel a little bit different than that. I feel like by featuring these Bibles on my channel, I am endorsing them as a business. And by telling people, hey, if you're interested in a Bible rebind, check this person out, I am actually endorsing them and endorsing their business. And when they don't follow through, that looks bad on me. And so I see this problem, right? And I go, okay, there are some Bible rebinders who are taking money up front. They're not fulfilling their obligations. They're ghosting people. They're not, by the way, communication is key. If you're a business person, you've got to communicate with your customers and keep them in the loop, particularly when something is taking longer than you said it would, right? So this problem is, this is happening, again, isolated to just a couple of people, although in recent days, I have heard from other people saying, hey, I had a problem with this Bible rebinder. I had a problem with that Bible rebinder. Once again, I've tried to kind of make that better for them a little bit. But we have this problem, right? Where not everybody, but a few people. And so I look at it as a Bible reviewer and I think, okay, what can I do about this? And so that's the second thing I want to talk about. I want to tell you what I'm doing when it comes to Bible rebinds moving forward. So on these Bible rebinders that have been having issues, I've taken their videos down from my channel. Right now, you will not find a review of an AE Bible or an ICA Bible on my channel. And if those guys are watching this, if you get caught up and your business is back and things are going well and you can take care of all your customers, I would be glad to turn those videos back on. But I'm not going to do that as long as people have paid for things that they haven't received. So I just took those videos down completely. Number two, I am saying no to a lot of requests from Bible rebinders. A lot of people say, hey, I'm new, I just got started, or I've been doing this, or whatever, would you like to rebind? And I'm saying no to a lot of people. Honestly, I mentioned Tim Nichols earlier. One of my kind of benchmarks is if Tim tells me they're great, because he's worked with a lot more Bible rebinders than I have, if he tells me they're awesome and they do good work, then that really puts them up higher on my list. So I'm not just promoting anybody and everybody. Number three, I started a couple years ago sending rebinders a questionnaire. You maybe notice in my rebind videos where I talk about how the person got started and what they love about Bible rebinding and what are the things that they enjoy about the process and the special things that they bring to it. That's from a questionnaire that I send every Bible rebinder before I work with them for the first time, where I just say, hey, tell me a little bit about yourself, tell me about your process, that sort of thing, so I can share their story. I've now tweaked that questionnaire so that I am asking them, hey, how does your business work? How are you about communicating with your customers? Do you require full payment up front, or is there a down payment? Do people save a spot on your list? When do they send you their Bible that they're getting rebind? I ask a lot more questions. For most Bible rebinders, I actually say, hey, can we schedule a call? Can we talk on the phone? Many of the Bible rebinders that I've reviewed in the last 6 to 9 months, I have spoken to them on the phone for at least 30, 45 minutes, sometimes an hour, to just get to know them a little bit and hear some of their story and ask them these questions. And many of them will tell you, I have said to them, hey, listen, be good to your customers. Be good about communication. And I tell them, I've had problems with Bible rebinders who have fallen behind. Or the thing I want them to know, and I'm really clear with them, when I post this video, you're going to get a lot of inquiries. You're going to get new customers. And I want to be as confident as possible that you can handle the new business that's coming your way. I'm getting ready to do a rebind video coming up for bird-bound Bibles. And I know I said I wasn't going to mention a lot of people, but Kale at Birdbound said, hey, if I get a bunch of orders, I will just close my books. I won't take any new orders until I'm caught up. I actually love stuff. I know several rebinders do that, where they say, hey, I'm not taking any new orders right now because I've got a bunch of orders that I need to fulfill before I can take other people's money. I actually love that. It makes it a little bit harder for them to do business. It makes it harder for you to get a rebind, but that's actually a good practice for someone who understands what they're doing. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking videos down from Bible rebinders that are not treating people well. I'm saying no to more rebinds. And then I'm also trying to get more information from them and asking them more questions before I do that. And the most important thing about this video is, what can you do as a customer if you're interested in a Bible rebind? What can you do to try to make sure you have a good experience? So this is what I tell people all the time. I also say, part of the reason I want to make this video is that I get a lot of different emails. I got a lot of emails about, hey, will you help me find this? I'm looking for this. People often send me like a very specific list of things they're looking for. And most of the time I go, sorry, I don't know of any Bible that's exactly like that. Another one of the more common emails I get from people is, hey, Tim, I want to get a Bible rebind. Who should I work with? And many people out there have received this email back from me. Here's a link to my list of Bible rebind videos. I have a playlist on my channel. If you go to my channel at the top, it says videos, and there's a little tab that says playlists. And I have a playlist that I keep all of my Bible rebind videos in. What I tell people is, watch that playlist. Again, if people are having problems, they're not in that playlist anymore. Here's my playlist, and what I say is watch the videos. Watch videos on Tim Nichols' channel, my channel, anybody who's reviewed these. Go and look on their websites and find photos and go to Facebook and Instagram. Do your research. Watch these videos. And then if you see someone who you're like, oh, I really like that person's style. I really like what they did with that, or with the raised spine hubs or the leather or the corners or whatever. And then in all of my videos, there's a link in the video description to that person's website, Facebook page, Instagram, however they do things. Sometimes it's just an email address. They all do things differently, right? These are small businesses. And so that way you can reach out to them. That's the next thing I would tell you to do. Don't just go to their website and fill out a form. Some of them will ask you to do that. Reach out to them. Send them an email. Send them a message on social media. Ask them some questions about what their lead time is right now, right? Like, how far out are you from actually finishing my Bible if I placed an order today? Ask them, how much money do you require up front? Ask some questions. If you send them a message and you don't hear back from them for 3 or 4 weeks, that should probably be a red flag for you, right? If they want to do good business, they're going to respond to you. They're going to take care of you. By the way, rebinders, again, communication. Most of you out there are doing a really great job at this, and so this video is not going to terrify you or make you upset because you realize you're one of the good ones, you're taking care of people, so you don't have to fear about that. Back to those of you. So you've watched a bunch of videos, you've gone to the websites and socials, you've sent emails, and you've asked questions. Then you need to make a decision. Is this somebody I feel comfortable giving my money to, sending my Bible to? Do I trust them to do that? And what I'll say to you is most of these people are great people who love Jesus, who are trying to do good business. And if there is a hiccup along the way, your first position, right? Your first position as a follower of Christ should be to extend grace and kindness to that Bible rebinder. But also, if they don't respond back to you, if they've taken your money and they're not fulfilling their obligation, you should have the ability to say, that's not okay, and we need to rectify this situation. So I think if you do a little bit of this work up front to kind of do your research and figure things out before you make a purchase, before you send them any money, that's definitely a wise way to go about this. So again, I just wanted to say there's a lot of really great Bible rebinders out there who do really cool work. I think it's absolutely awesome when you have a family heirloom Bible that needs a little bit of TLC and needs to be put back together nicely. If you have just a personal favorite that you really love, but you'd like to kind of make it a little bit even more special for you individually, a Bible rebind is a great way to do that. And I love the opportunity to support small businesses through my channel and to support the incredible craftsmanship that you find through Bible rebinds. But I also want to just recognize that there's a little bit of a disconnect or a pain point in some of this for a lot of people. So for all of you who've reached out to me, I hope that I've helped you find a resolution. And if I haven't, I apologize. But also, I just want you to know that I know that there's a situation. I do see myself as somewhat responsible for that along the way. I obviously cannot babysit their business and make them do better business if they're not. But I'm going to try my best to help this process. And I think putting this video out there and just having an honest conversation is a good place to start. So that's the problem. That's what I'm doing. And that's what I think you should be doing. And I think if we all do our part, we can make sure that we're not going to have any problems in the world of Bible rebinding moving forward. So if you have any thoughts or questions, please share those with me. You can drop those in the comments and I'll get back to you with a response. If you have any questions about Bible rebinders or stuff like that, you can drop those in the comments or shoot me an email. Definitely check out timwildsmith.com. There's a form there where you can send me thoughts or questions, or my email address is listed as well if you want to get in touch with me. So shout out to all of the incredible Bible rebinders out there who are doing great work, making beautiful Bibles. I love working with those of you who I have worked with, and I am looking forward to working with more of you in the future. Again, I didn't say this earlier in the video, but one of the other things I'm doing is I'm not overwhelming my audience with Bible rebind videos. So what I tell Bible rebinders is I've got a few things on the books. I'm not going to do more than one Bible Rebind video every single month. I'm just not going to do that because A, I think it's good for my audience not to get overwhelmed by that. And B, I think it's good for individual Bible Rebinders if it's not like, hey, next week there's going to be somebody else he's talking about. It gives them a little bit of space and time for that video to sit there and for people to check it out. So trying to do this as best I can. It's an awkward situation. Again, I didn't really want to make this video, but I thought it was important to kind of put it out there and be honest about it. So again, thoughts and questions, drop those in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, all the typical stuff here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time.